In case of emergency, break glass.
Right.
Someone needs a surgical emergency, that's why I'm there. That being said, my day is way different.
So you're a general surgeon now.
Yes.
But is that what you were then?
Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So that was what you were when you were on the bush.
Yeah.
What was your, like, what's a typical day look like? Because I get that question about what Drake's doing every day. And he doesn't do a great job of describing that. But it'd be more interesting, I think, to hear. So like, people want to know what our military people do. Like when you're out on the ship.
So I'm very unique in terms of the Navy because of what I do. I'm a general surgeon, right? And I, did medical school for 4 years. I did a general surgery residency for 5 years. So I have a very specific skill set, what I'm there for, right? I'm there just, in case of emergency, break glass.
Right.
Someone needs a surgical emergency, that's why I'm there. That being said, my day is way different because I do have a very specific role that I play. But my best description of what life, at least for me on the aircraft carrier is like Groundhog's Day. Like it's the same thing over and over again. I wake up every morning at 5 o'clock, wake up, shower, shave. I'm in the wardroom for breakfast around 5:30. I'm in my office at 6. 6 to 6:30-ish, I call my wife because one of the nice things about being in medical, because if I have to call for a medevac or if I need to call for, I need a consult, say I have like a urologic emergency, I'm not a urologist, so I call, or OB, I get the call to get a phone consult. So I have access to the phone, so it's great. So I call my wife from like 6:30, but it was like 1 o'clock here in the States, so she was happy, but she also wasn't too happy because I'd wake her up. And then from 6:30 to like 7, we'd have our department meetings. And then from 7 to about 11-ish is when we would see clinic. But we had a family practice doctor and we had a nurse practitioner. So basically it was like your typical family doctor, urgent care kind of stuff. Once in a while, if someone had like a little cyst or a little bump that needed excised, I would supervise the corpsman to do that. But that was basically from 7 to 11, and then from 11 to 12:30, I would do a long lunch. 12:30 to 1:30 to 2, I'd take a nap, and then from like 3 to 5, I'd work out. And then I'd be back in for dinner around 5:36. And then I'd sit in my office again from 6 to 7 in case like there were some evening patients that needed to come in. But again, there was nothing I would take care of. And then I was probably playing Xbox from like 8 to 10.
Okay. Now we're getting
and then 10 to 5, I would go back to bed again and wake up over and over again. The only difference is Sunday, we would have like brunch. And, it's made to order waffles. And who wouldn't want made to order waffles on a Sunday?
So like Spritzers and all that. I'm sure it was very.
Oh yes, it was very very posh.
Yeah, very posh.
Yeah, very posh.
So they almost never probably had to break the glass, right?
No, like I did. So the 2 months and change I was there, I did 3 operations. I did an inguinal hernia, I did a gallbladder, and then there was a sailor who decided to, swallow a whole sausage, didn't mind chewing it. So he had a food impaction that I had to get that out. So that was it. That was my emergency. But it's very stressful. If I had to do surgery, I had to go, up to the tower to talk to the captain. Okay. And that's just intimidating in itself. I mean, you're in this dark room and, everyone's just focusing, especially when I was there, because, they receive, jets are taking off, landing all the time.
Yeah.
And, when they're receiving jets, they have to be, or whatever they're doing, they're all constantly maneuvering. And I would like to think that if I'm doing surgery, they're going to at least try to keep the carrier still for a period of time. Yeah. So I had to have clearance. I had to make sure that, because I actually had that question. I was like, does this patient really need to have surgery? I'm like, yes, sir. This patient has, acute inflammation of gallbladder, needs operation, no doubt. And so they're like, okay. So, they actually have to put a hold on certain operations if I'm going to be taking someone to surgery, which is kind of crazy. But it's very intimidating because like you're in this dark room and everyone's kind of staring at you. I mean, I feel like, you don't fit in. Like everyone's like, who's this guy? Right. Yeah. Well, it's crazy.
Yeah. It's that same idea. Break glass in case of emergency. Yeah. If you're involved, something's not going well.
No.